You running out of shoes to wear, so I bought you another pair.
January, Drink Water Podcast.
We are here. Very special episode today.
We're doing a live painting.
Live painting for the Archibald Prize.
Archibald Drink Water Podcast are entering the Archibald.
Literally, go send your votes. Is it a vote-based thing?
There are judges, but I think this is the People's Choice Awards.
People's Choice Awards, isn't that like a completely different show?
No, there's like a few different prizes.
Right.
It's judges for the main $100,000.
Okay.
Like ANZ one, package prize.
The real one.
Yeah, the real one.
The one where like Andrew Tate or someone will win.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is going to be someone in Parliament.
Yeah, pretty much.
People's Choice Awards. I think that was a completely different show.
I don't think there is a People's Choice Awards one.
Wasn't that a thing like in the early 2000s, like the People's Choice Awards? Like The Rock and stuff would win?
Let's just make it up because I can't remember.
I have a vague memory of something like that existing.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm in a very specific position right now to be painted. You're not going to be painting me with the microphone.
I may.
Really?
Kind of like the microphone.
That's interesting. Let me know if you don't want the microphone because I can put it down for periods at a
No,
time.
I want the microphone.
Because it's going to be
Doesn't matter. I can just ignore it.
Okay. Because I don't understand really. I think this is the first time I've actually been painted.
I think I've painted you before.
Have I been still getting painted?
Yeah. Maybe not this still.
Yeah, because this feels like a whole...
Another level of stillness.
This is how it used to be back in the day, I think. There would have just been people that would have, sat in a position all day long?
Yeah, a few hours. 5
few hours. God. And this is a thing that exists as well.
What exists?
Being painted.
Yeah, not as much anymore.
No one...
People just take photos.
True. So photos have kind of ruined that whole thing.
You can just take a photo of someone and paint that. You don't need them to sit there.
True.
But then you don't get as much light perspective as you would.
Right.
But if you use a really good camera, you can get more.
Because wouldn't an artist basically just... Okay, I'll do you quickly. Like those blokes at Darling Harbour.
Yeah.
What about those live sketch Darling Harbour guys? What if just one of them entered the Archibald Prize and just did an obnoxious big-eared photo just of some old couple?
That'd be funny.
It'd be great. And everyone
Just some random couple.
everyone just goes and turns up and be like, that's kind of the best artwork. That's the one that's funny. Look at him. He made the guy's nose really big. And he made the woman's teeth huge. Gave her a massive smile.
Hilarious.
That's not even good art, but that's just funny as well. It's exaggerating their insecurities. I love those guys.
It's Australia Day weekend, Invasion Day weekend.
Invasion Day weekend.
It's been an interesting weekend for Australia.
Yeah, it's
Sydney especially.
Very interesting one. I think...
you told them what happened?
Yeah, so what happened... I guess the main one... I think there was an Indigenous event on as well. I'm pretty sure they had
rally through the city, and then there was a black at the Powerhouse Museum. I think there was concerts.
There were concerts. I think there were a bunch of Indigenous artists. I saw some stuff on Instagram. There was a big show on, and all the Indigenous influencers and rappers, singers, and artists kind of all came down for some sort of big showcase. And I think as well, it was a really hot day.
It was the hottest Australia Day in decades. It reached probably 43 out west.
Dang.
About 39 in the city, and it was humid and cloudy.
Yeah, because
Painful day.
I literally managed to escape it. I managed to escape the entire Australia Day. I literally slept through the whole thing. So when I woke up, it was windy.
You just literally missed the whole day. You go to bed at 11:59, and then you just sleep for a solid 24 hours. That's the next step.
That'll be the next.
It's you don't celebrate. You're I don't even exist.
Yeah, that's what I think. They should almost be urging people to do that. If you really don't like Australia Day, I guess the night before it could technically be seen as celebrating after midnight on the Thursday night. Oh, what is that? Is there a protest going on here? Or was that just people in King's
I think
Cross?
that's just your favourite
Okay, we are in we are in King's Cross.
Loud sometimes, a bit rowdy.
Yeah, some rowdy characters. But yeah, so you had like a big Indigenous showcase going on.
It was linked heavily with the pro-Palestinian cause.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, ban Australia Day, and also we don't like Israel. We can.
Australia will become Palestine. Legitimately, that's what it
Legitimately.
felt like. That.
Really? Because I didn't go to it. Like, where did you go? Were you kind of amongst all the happenings?
No, I didn't go.
Oh.
I was hiding away from the heat.
Oh, really? You were inside?
I was painting here all day.
Really? But you could look
Beach
down.
in the morning.
Oh, so you did get to the beach.
Yeah.
So you basically, you celebrated Australia Day.
I celebrated Australia
At the beach.
At the beach.
Yeah. You said, sorry.
Not the day, but
You said you're proud to live in the greatest country on earth. Sorry.
there's something wrong with that.
Sorry. Is there something wrong with that? Is something wrong being proud of where I come from? But yeah.
That is the one question is, for the morning of the previous culture,
Yeah.
is how long should that morning last?
That's true.
And is there a goal? I'm sure there is where it is. I get the main issues of systemic injustice and the prison systems and
Yeah.
the quality of life,
Yes.
but that is somewhat a separate issue.
People seem to really just harbor on the idea of let's just change the day, call it a day.
But there's a big thing, especially with what's going on now in Palestine and the correlation between the two, that it has gone to where I saw on the news a lot of people saying, I'm more just for abolish Australia Day now. Which is where it does get awkward, because there are a lot within that camp that are just like, we just want to change the date because we don't want to celebrate on a day that Indigenous people are mourning.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling.
And I guess, you've got a lot of people that say there's nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
Nothing to be proud of. There's no reason for Australia Day. There's nothing that Australia has to be proud of at all. There's nothing good about Australia. It's just a group of people who've killed a bunch of people and taken over a land, and that's it. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing to celebrate. And that's an interesting one.
Which doesn't really make any sense.
It's kind of, you're going to offend a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand being like, hey, I love Australia. Maybe they've tried this in the past, but it's like, hey, I love Australia Day. I love Australia. Let's just change the date. Seriously, I want to be here celebrating with you, but I can't.
Everyone should have the right feeling to celebrate.
And then
If
maybe
some people aren't feeling it, then we should probably change it so everyone can feel it. But then there is that issue that where it's like, well, we don't ever want to celebrate Australia Day.
Yes. And I don't know if that's too new of a thing.
Which, unfortunately, it does a lot to prevent people changing the date, because it just adds to that whole Arva Yemeni argument where it's like, change the date, and then they're going to say, we'll actually abolish the date.
Of course.
And then you abolish it, and then it just is this never end. And then it's like, change the flag, and then it's just a never ending thing.
Yeah, it's very true.
You can't actually ever celebrate.
Yeah, so let's say, that what date do they want to even change it to? I'm not even really sure.
Any other date's not really important necessarily.
They're like, we're changing it to Christmas.
Well, Australia was founded on New Year's Day, so that's why it's not on New Year's Day.
Really?
That would make sense, but it's like, but that's New Year's Day.
Dang.
So you lose your public holiday.
Gosh, imagine that Australia Day.
It would be pretty cool. Start the year.
Double up the fireworks.
Double the fireworks back to back.
Double the fireworks. Everyone's in Australian flags. And the world kind of just knows that, oh, yeah, Australia goes, we go, the craziest. You'll have like Swedish people being like, yes, I love Australia. And they'll literally have like their flags. They'll have like their flag tattoos. And that's just New Year's now, from now on. But, so what happened as well today? I mean, not today, on Australia Day.
Which is why it makes it a bit awkward.
Makes it a tiny little bit awkward. There were some Nazi...
white supremacists.
Yeah, I think they're National Socialists. Yeah.
I don't fully get it. I don't know if they're redefining their definition of socialism.
Yeah, because I guess the Nazi Party is the Nationalist Socialist Workers' Party.
Right.
So they're basically trying to...
with all the terms and what they specifically mean.
Yeah, I think these blokes aren't even necessarily white nationalists. I think they played like solid allegiance to Hitler.
Right.
Just really straightforward. It's like, hey, we're kind of the guys that you think
Just
exist.
for white people.
Yes. And we're literally Nazis. It's like, we're not just kind of right-wing or conservatives. We're just being Nazis. Which is, again, I think I've heard murmurs about these people and heard certain figures pop up, like, throughout the years. And I've always thought, oh, yeah, the real Nazis are in Australia. Because people would say, like, in America, you have, like, the Proud Boys. You have, like, the ultra Donald Trump fans and calling them Nazis. And I was like, no, in Australia, you just got Nazis. They're just guys that come around and they hail Hitler. And they are, they're the National Socialist Network. But these characters, or these blokes came along in all black. And I think they're on the train.
They're wearing balaclavas and masks.
Yeah, wearing balaclavas and masks, and they hop on the train at Artarmon.
Yeah.
I don't understand the move for the train as well.
I guess looks a bit crazier if they're all in vans rocking up to the city.
True.
It's a bit more civil.
Yeah.
A bit more
That makes
arguable that they can ride a train if they want to.
That's kind of fair. That's kind of fair. They literally have to get out their Opal Pass.
Yeah.
It's like, they're human. We're human. They do like the whole moving the seat thing back. It's like, hey, Bryce, you can sit over there. Hey guys, how you going? They go on their phones. But they went from Artarmon to North Sydney.
Train got stopped at North Sydney.
Train got stopped.
Slowly they took them off one by one.
So what happened? They completely shut down this train.
They just stopped it, yeah.
Dang. And so what? Imagine us being like just on board. And how many? I think there were 30 or something.
30-ish, yeah.
30-ish guys has come on, be like, hey, how you going?
They got big Australia for the white man.
Australia for the white man, sort of. Because what it would be, it would just be like some old Chinese lady. And she'll like smile at them.
Doesn't read
She
English.
can't understand English at all. What if there were just gentlemen as well? Like an old lady walks on and is like, ma'am, take our seat. They're just like
They're standing up.
Yeah, they're standing up. They just take the bus, just standing up for old people.
I think their goal was to go to the Invasion Day rally and to march next to them.
Yes.
Spark a bit of conflict.
Yeah, it's such a funny one because I don't
Put a bit
think
of gasoline on the fire.
I haven't seen anything like that before.
It's never happened.
I haven't
Sydney.
seen anything like so visual as, hey, we're going to literally have Australia for the white man in a long banner sort of sheet, which I can't even imagine
on Australia Day.
what would have happened. Like, even just down to the numbers. You've got 30 guys. They're planning on turning up to this event.
They're really smart. They're coordinated. They know their rights. They plan things. They want someone to come, spit in their face, push them, and then they'll just unleash.
If
They know that they can use their self-defense. So they want someone else to throw a punch at them.
Do you think they had weapons?
I doubt it.
Yeah, because it's the whole idea, wouldn't have they just gotten beaten up? And I guess...
I'm sure they all train heavily
True.
together every single day.
Okay, and it's like, 30 of us could probably take on 100.
Of these, people that have never been to a gym before, you know?
Of course. That's a very interesting... But I think just in the sheer numbers of the people that are going to the Anti-Australia Day protests, it would easily just be... you just get beaten up.
I don't think so.
Really?
30's a lot of people.
30 isn't that many for like hundreds.
But not hundreds of 24-year-old girls are going to jump in and try fight men in blacked out hoodies.
True.
Get a few people and it'd be crazy.
I don't
And
know.
before anything like that, where thousands would diverge, the cops would step in. And they would just do their damage.
True.
They would just be like one-hit wonders, just ready to unleash.
Dang.
It'd be terrifying.
Dang.
The cops did a good job.
Because my whole idea is if
A
like
lot of conflict.
that would have been,
Crazy.
it would have gone down in history.
It would have gone down in
It would have literally gone down in history because you have 30 men that are just ready to fight. I actually put that challenge onto the Indigenous Australian men.
to fight them.
Yeah. You've got like Anthony Mundine characters like that. Imagine just like you're one of these young guys who's kind of been training jiu-jitsu or something, and Anthony Mundine's just there. He's just there. And then you see his face and you're like, oh, dang, this probably wasn't a good idea. It's like Greg Inglis is there. You just got like the best athletes in Australia, mostly Indigenous men. That's what I don't understand. I think if And they've had it before. They have like the indigenous. It's funny. They've got like the indigenous versus the white people NRL games.
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
Or it used to be, you mean?
I think it still exists. You'll have like the indigenous people. I don't know who they play against. I'm pretty sure they play against just the white people.
No idea.
They've got like a strictly indigenous team. I think they do a match every maybe once a year, every few years. And I think the indigenous team usually wipe the field. Again, I don't follow. I'm just making a lot of assumptions.
I feel like it's just...
Maybe I'm just making this. Maybe it's completely fake, and I'm making this whole thing up. I'm going to do a quick check on the camera. Let's see how we're looking. Okay, I'm going to have a look at my my artwork. How am I looking? Looking good.
A bit pale, looking like a white man.
I am kind of looking a bit like a white man. I'm looking like one of the guys that would have been on the train. I'm slowly turning into one of the...
One of them was halfway through a 1 litre full cream milk bottle.
Really? So they're doing
Interesting thing.
They're doing old-fashioned bulking tactics. Gosh, so these are 30 guys. Yeah, as you mentioned, they're training. They're fighting.
And they're tough. Sons of guns.
These are tough guys. They're probably trying to educate themselves as much as they can. And I guess they're Nazis.
Street fighting's a whole nother thing.
Street fighting is a whole other thing.
Fight.
Again,
It is like first one to punch wins, pretty much.
Yeah, I just think like you're going up against Indigenous Australians. They're tough. They're tough sons of guns. That's where it's like if you were to... Maybe this is the fair thing. 30 of the best white kind of nationalist fighters versus 30 of the best, I guess kind of, I wouldn't even call them progressive, but just the toughest Indigenous fighters. See what happens. Who do you think's going to win? You have to put your money on one side.
But that is, like, once again, it's different if it's a street fight or an actual fight.
This is a street fight. This is like,
Who knows?
it's recreating what was going to go on. They go down...
It's just whoever gets lucky.
You think? I don't know. I got my money on the
Fall to ground,
Indigenous.
you're done.
I got my money on the Indigenous fighters.
Anything could happen. It's a street fight.
But they down at Hyde Park or wherever they were going to meet, and it's like just classic schoolyard rules. 30 of you guys, 30 of us guys. Let's just see what happens. This is what you want to do. I don't know. I think that might be a really fun thing to watch.
Maybe for you to watch, it'd be
Maybe
horrific. People actually watch.
I don't think it'd be horrific. I think you've got two people who are probably in the best scenario possible. Like, for the Indigenous people, you've literally got these Nazis that want you out of the country.
It's not just that.
They want everyone. They want
white.
everyone that's not white out of the country. Okay, here we go.
Want us out.
Let's make it even crazier. 30 ethnics. The strongest, toughest ethnics in Australia versus 30 white people. Strongest, toughest. Pick and choose. Who's winning that fight? What side are you putting your money on? That's what I want to know. Just like real straightforward. You go down to the pub. You're a dude who's like a punter, and I just want to make some money. Let's say it's even a white guy. It's like, who do I actually think's going to win this? Biases aside, whatever side I'm maybe a part of, literally that means nothing. If I want to win some money...
I don't know where you're going.
If I want to win some money, you want to win some money. You're kind of like, you're in debt. It's like, okay, well, we got this fight thing coming up. Maybe I can win a few grand on this. You just got to pick a side. Who are you choosing? Because I think you're choosing the white people, apparently. I
have no idea.
I think without question, I'm choosing the ethnics. Without question.
What are ethnics?
Okay.
Sri Lankans? Like, what are we talking?
We're talking about literally the people that this National Socialist Network want out of Australia. Who they would kind of categorise as undesirables. These are the people we don't want in Australia, and we're just getting the toughest. So I guess Australia, you've got... Okay, let's start breaking down. I don't know how they... I can imagine at the last minute they're like, well, we can have Islanders, though. We'll keep Islanders. We'll keep Islanders here. That's going to be way too tough to kick out.
Islanders and the white
Yeah, Australia for the white man and Islanders. Because, yeah, we don't really think we can beat them in a fight. Maybe, yeah. Because, okay, number one, you got Islanders. Number two, you've got Middle Eastern kind of ethnic or Lebanese people.
What a description. Middle Eastern kind of Lebanese.
Yeah, kind of Lebanese people. They're from the Middle East. Predominantly Lebanese population out in the western suburbs. I think it is.
At one point it was.
I don't know. Have you been to the western suburbs recently?
There's a lot of different, like, Croatian, Serbian.
I think the majority seems to be Lebanese.
Right. I actually haven't been out.
You haven't been out west in a while.
Out west to do it.
They should have.
That would have ended a lot different.
What
What do you mean by that, though, bro?
What do you mean by?
No, I mean just.
I mean, you know, you're Caucasian.
Boys, come here, Aussie boys. Let's chat.
Okay, yeah. So you've got Lebanese, you've got Islanders, you've got Africans, Australian Africans. Who else have we got? I don't know how they feel about Asian people. Literally,
Well, you know, it's for the white man.
go up against some Asian people or some Chinese people that are literally trained in a strong martial art, like kung fu black belts. That'll literally like want to kick you. Would actually be able to decapitate someone through a kick. Their legs would be as sharp as an actual sword.
As bad as
I don't know. I've done martial arts. I've seen some of the guys there that literally would murder a man with one kick. Like, I think they could have the capability of kicking a head clean off. Like a clean cut. A clean cut. What other ethnic groups have you got here?
Irish.
I wanted to do this one day. It would probably lead to me or us getting arrested. But just getting like a world map and then doing a stereotype of every single place. Just literally going through the entire world and just...
Africa, well, start with Africa.
I don't even think I want to do it. I played the scenario through my head one night and I just tried to do it. I tried to go through every single country that came to mind and do like a quick stereotype of what they're about.
Some white countries, you can still be
You could do some...
racist to them.
Okay, we can be, yeah. It's like the whole idea, okay, Irish people. Leprechauns, they do silly dances, they wear green, and they have silly voices.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, Scottish people, they wear skirts, they've got silly voices, and they eat haggis. Literally, you just go from there. British people, they got bad teeth, they don't have any culture, and they don't have any good food.
They got some culture.
This is just a real uninformed, yeah, just like this isn't even my stereotype. This is the stereotype that I think the world has for these groups. It's like you think of this group for 1 second, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Australia, kangaroo, big spiders, silly voices, kind of backwards people. Backwards, like simple people.
Down under,
Simpletons.
separated, isolated,
Yeah.
weirdos.
Yeah, like weirdos, kind of simpletons.
Mysterious.
Yeah, kind of mysterious, but a bit simple and have funny
I feel
voices.
like a lot of celebrities and musicians, they look at their fan base and like, whoa, it's like 40% Australian.
Oh, yeah. I do that all the
So
time.
they're like, what the hell?
It's a
What's going
crazy,
on
yeah.
down here?
What are
We
these?
consume,
What are
we
these
just
weird
love it.
guys
Yeah.
doing?
So why do they love us so much?
Yeah, you'll be like, you'll go into Spotify and be like, okay, let's look at the artist Polo G. It'd be like number one audience, Sydney, Australia. Number two, Chicago, Illinois. And you're like, what? Sydney, Australia? What even is that? Who's listening in Sydney, Australia? What even is that? They got big ass spiders there. Anyway, so these guys, so you're thinking they planned on going down and just beating.
No. They would just march. They just want to antagonize.
But it's going to end in a fight.
Only if someone else. They're not going to be.
If you see again, this is just for an average dude who has a bit of a short temper or feels he stands for something. If you see a poster that says, or if you see a group of guys saying Australia for the white man, that's almost like consent to fight to the death. You'd go to a court And the judge would be like, oh, yeah, so you beat this guy to death. Why? Oh, he had a sign that said Australia for the white men. And I'm an Indigenous male boxer who is really passionate about Indigenous rights. I don't really like white people that much. And I've finally found my enemy. This is the guy that literally appears in people's dreams. This is the group that any of these progressive groups just would be dreaming of encountering. Usually it'll just be like some young kid that's, I don't know, using like a slur for gay people. And they'll be like, that's an actual Nazi. Because he says the taste of his burrito's gay. This burrito tastes gay. That's the guy that people would be like, okay, he's a Nazi. When someone comes around and says Australia for the white man, I think, yeah, all bets are kind of off. Yes, you have this group, they get shut down, and I think I saw it. It was all over social media, and I think there's like some sort of police officer that gives them a rundown of, hey, you're under arrest.
They didn't get arrested. They got barred from entering the city.
Oh, true. They didn't get arrested.
So they marched through North Sydney.
Oh, okay. Oh, they continued after they couldn't
break any laws necessarily, but
That's
they got
true.
barred from entering the city on any Australia Day.
Interesting. Because I guess, yeah, we can talk about the whole idea of, I guess you have hate crime laws. There's no freedom of speech necessarily in Australia. What constitutes like America. What constitutes like a hate crime law? If you're saying Australia for the white man, does that fall under a hate crime?
I'm sure it's the bunch of fellas that they were with. They had so many prior convictions that they could really implement this group mentality to be barred from entering the city.
Right.
Based on the idea that they're going to disturb the peace.
Yeah, that's fair.
Obviously.
And it's like, hey, this guy, yeah, they've all got prior convictions. You guys just can't do this. Yeah.
We're not letting you all in as a big gang.
So if they were...
We just want to celebrate.
we just want...
That's what they said. They said, look at this. White man can't celebrate Australia Day in this country. And it's like, well, I mean, you go to the beach and you see a bunch of white men celebrating. Not the ones in balaclavas.
But yeah, based on like, yeah, I think I saw that. It was like, yeah, I don't think this is a normal outfit to go celebrating in. I don't know if you go out west, it's called a shiesty, and yeah, you can celebrate in it. But yeah, just based on like the basic hate crime laws though, is that breaking a law to say or to have written down Australia for the white man? I assume not.
It's not. But the police have a lot of powers where they can just say, we believe that you're going to disturb the peace.
Right.
You could do it to a group of kids who are a bit drunk. Say, you get out of this suburb.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you're going
12 hours.
That makes sense. Because I guess
You
my...
guys are drunk and we think that you're going to do something. So
that makes
see
sense.
you again, we will arrest you.
Because what's going to happen? I guess it's... So this has existed... It's probably the first time I've kind of seen it.
In Sydney. It's been in Melbourne for a long time.
Yeah, Melbourne goes crazy with that sort of stuff.
From Melbourne.
True. Maybe what happens, you go to Melbourne, everyone talks about the weather being so crazy, where it's like it'll be rainy, then it'll be like 40 degrees, and it'll start thunderstorming, and there'll be a crazy wind. Maybe that breeds radical ideology. Whereas you come to Sydney, and it's just a beautiful day.
Can't be bothered to be
Literally.
Nazi here.
I know, you really can't. You get to like Artarmon, you go to North Sydney, and then by the time you get to the city and you see beautiful like Hyde Park, you see kind of like the Strand Arcade, you see all these cool stores, you're like, oh, what's that? It's like a...
You're distracted.
What's like Uravita? That's like some sort of fragrances from Sri Lanka. What's that store? Let's go in there. Next thing you know, you've literally drifted off from your crowd. The weather's beautiful. It's like good food. You go down to the beach. You're like, you know what? maybe I don't want to be a Nazi here. Maybe I don't want to be a Nazi.
They should have let him get to the city. They end up in the botanical gardens. And like, wait, I just want to see what flowers are around this corner.
Dude, this is actually beautiful. This is breathtaking. This is actually breathtaking. What's going on here? Compared to like Melbourne, let's say, I don't even know if they have beaches in Melbourne, but let's say even you just...
Kilda Beach.
Is it good?
It ain't so lovely looking.
It ain't so beautiful looking. Well, let's even, you're in Melbourne, you want to go down to the park. There's an idea, so you get your picnic blanket, you got your shorts and t-shirt, you get down there, it starts raining. maybe I'm going to be saying Australia for the white man after that. I'm going to be a bit fed up. Like, this is frustrating. It's the whole idea. I've probably thought to myself, Australia for the white man, when I've tried to open my door and my keys have dropped. I think we're all pretty close to saying Australia for the white man if a few things like perfectly go wrong for us. So basically, I do sympathise for them. I don't know if it would have gone down well. I don't know what's going to happen in the future as well.
If they come back.
Yeah. Is this going to be a thing?
To
I guess if they're all from Melbourne.
I don't know why they've decided to come to Sydney this year.
To give it a dig, you want to spread it around a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
Some Nazis in Sydney.
Literally, it's like, I guess what's happened now on Twitter, weirdly, you've got complete sort of free speech. You have to be literally a famous person who hates or has done something bad to be banned on Twitter. And as an idea now, okay, well, even their Twitter account, the Nationalist Socialist Network, I think it started up in October or November or something. They've only just started it. And it's like, dang, we haven't been shut down. Maybe in 2019 we would have had this thing up. It would have been down maybe like a few hours later. Yeah. But this has been around for a while. They're posting videos.
I wonder if Australia will contact Twitter and be like,
hey, we
have different laws here.
That's true.
We will sue you as a platform for provoking terrorist
organizations
in our country.
Allowing,
you delete this organization.
That's true.
I'm sure they'll do that soon. Something along those lines.
Very interesting.
So I think they did that. They threatened Facebook.
Yeah.
I think it was Facebook for cyberbullying.
Oh, in Australia?
They threatened Meta to ramp up their cyberbullying. Something
campaign
along
to
those
stop
lines,
it. Yeah.
or we're gonna ban you in the or something like that.
Wow. That'll be an interesting one. Imagine, X just gets banned in Australia. Yeah. It's just like China. It's like, in Australia you can't use X. Yeah. Sorry, the liberal snowflakes can't handle it, bro. They can't handle it. Because what you've got, you literally like have this group. They get turned away, and they make a bunch of posts, and people are like, "What? What's going on? Why are you guys getting turned away?" And then you read some of their posts, and it's like, "Oh, maybe I'll join this group."
Yeah, well, that's true.
It's just as it's basically just the same idea as protesting or taking to the streets. You'll see certain groups you've never come across before. It's even the whole idea. People are so aware of this conflict in Gaza because of all the Palestinians in their face. You literally can't escape it. You're trying to go down to your local coffee shop. You're trying to go to work, and you see a whole bunch of people with this specific flag saying "Free, free Palestine." Now that's in your face, and it's like, okay, what's this whole thing about? You go on the internet, and you're like, oh, dang, what's going on? What are they doing? Oh, that's pretty messed up. Okay, yeah, I kind of support you guys. What can I do? You can like buy a kefir or something like that. You can just talk about it with your friends, and it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty messed up. They're just at the water cooler being like, have you heard about this? The reason why I was late for work was because of this. So you got this group, and I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's an idea that people are starting to feel this way.
In Australia?
Yeah, because especially...
it's old, new meets old in a way.
Yeah, it's a whole idea of where are we at now? It's 2024. What are the what's the future? Yeah, what are like the gripes that this group has with Australia in particular? They're saying Australia for the white man. Why? And you have to start questioning that, I guess. Where it's like, why do they feel this way? Why do they feel it needs to be for the white man? Why are they not happy with the state of Australia?
I think there is the whole thing where if you want to read into it too much, it doesn't actually make any sense, and you're not going to actually find your answer.
I guess, yeah.
More just angry, traumatized men who found a sense of, what would you call it? Something to live for.
Okay,
Something to live for. They have probably no family network, no actual other friends.
Yeah. Women don't necessarily like them or something.
It's not even Australia for white people. It's just
Australia for the white man.
Men.
That's funny. Maybe if they had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend's like, you know what? We're going to the beach. You're not going to that march today. Girlfriends don't let you do things.
Let's change the poster.
Yeah. That's the reason why, like, guys have girlfriends, or a girlfriend is necessary, because girlfriends don't let you do things. They hate you hanging out with your guy friends, because they know that if you hang around guys too much, you're going to be marching down the street with an Australia for the white man poster. They know that that's coming. So that's when you say, hey, I'm just going out for a drink with the boys. They're like, what? We had dinner. What? Really? Again? Because they know, again, maybe first time it's okay, second time, third time, maybe that discussion comes up. Maybe you start being like, hey, do you feel like Australia's for the white man anymore? These guys don't have girlfriends because women would not, especially on Australia Day. Imagine spending Australia Day not with your girlfriend.
39-degree day.
On a 39-degree day, not with your girlfriend. She either wants to be inside, kind of snuggled up in the air conditioning, or at the beach. It's just not happening. She's not letting you go out with your friends on Australia Day. I think, I guess so. They've got this sort of sad reality, potentially, where they may not have like a good
They're
group.
recruited from prison.
Okay, right.
I'm sure they do other activities.
Yeah.
It's a bit of fun. It's a little...
That's true. It's a little gang. Yeah,
We watch movies together. American.
True.
What's the
History X.
History X together.
Yeah, they use that meme.
Scene. They send each other memes.
They've got a really good meme going because I tried to go down the rabbit hole a little bit of like the Crocodile Dundee meme face with like a tan skinned guy with like a long nose and a cowboy hat. And that's meant to be the Australian. And they're putting that face over like Edward Norton in American History X during the curb stomp scene. They're basically... Yeah, because again, these guys are Nazis.
Smile meme where he's on the...
Yeah. Because these guys...
That woke up people. They're like, that's what I vibe with.
I think they enjoy Crocodile Dundee. Oh, how am I looking? I'll go quickly check
I think it would be cool to bring... What's the main guy's called? From the movie. No, from the group.
Oh, what's he called? I don't even know what his name is. My phone's over there. I'll have to look up his name. But have him on for a discussion.
Because he's scary.
Is he? He seems kind of like mild-mannered.
He beat up a black security guard out the front of 9 News.
That's right.
Terrifying.
Yes, I remember that really well, actually. So that's him, isn't it? Gosh.
You like us very much.
Did the security guard start it?
No.
Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, I might have
They
to.
talk about it, like they planned it. This is what they do.
Right.
They want to get in these situations where they can do that. And I think that's the whole thing with the cops, where the cops probably know so many people that they've beaten up but gotten away with.
Yes.
And people that they've probably killed, but there's no evidence. And they know that these guys are like nutbags. And crazy. And see their group chats and are like, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's the whole idea. If you're going to wave that flag in someone's face, I think I remember with that one. I think they did call him a monkey like 100 times. I think the guy did retaliate. There's only so many times you can be called a monkey.
He's a security guard, and it was his job. He wasn't just a man on the street.
I still
Standing up.
I'm trying to make a case for them.
Bring him on and we go through it with him.
Dude,
Like, so
that was great
mean
what
by
you
monkey?
did.
Was that like a racist thing, or is that just like, was he wearing a monkey shirt and you were just referring to that?
But there's an idea, like, maybe their mentality is, okay, there's only so many times a guy can be called a monkey until he throws a punch. And that's true. I think that's something that the average person can only handle so much of. You call someone the N-word so many times until they become violent. And this is where you can kind of win. And I think to a lot of these people, you have to make sure you don't really go violent.
They will get away with it.
Yes. Also, their point's proven. Yeah. So these are violent people that can't control their emotions. Do you know what I mean? And they're literally preying on that, and that video will come out. It's not going to be a good look. Because I'm assuming that's what they wanted to do down at this Australia Day protest. Oh, exactly. Was like, we're going to call these people like all sorts of names to their face until we get punched, and then we're going to punch back.
We'll go to court, we
Go to court.
Fine and
Yeah.
probation, but we won't get lost.
Of course. And what happens as well, it's the whole like police brutality stuff going on in America where if it's people are seeing two different videos. People who are on one side see someone who's resisting arrest. They're literally analyzing for a person to do anything wrong and be like, okay, well, that's justified. He moved his arm to try to escape. He got shot 9 times. That was justified. It's the whole idea. He got called the N-word.
Tried to dislocate your shoulder.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Oh, what was it? I saw like a funny meme being like, getting your wallet out for a police officer to show them like your ID. And it's a guy going like this.
Not as funny in America.
It was American dude doing it. It was a black guy doing it. Because black people are funny.
Yeah.
They're funny. Like me taking out my
Let me just get my ID. Here it is. Sorry, I shouldn't have gone. I'm just a bit nervous.
Oh, dang.
Would be funny if it was dead, but we're finished.
Did we finish the okay,
a little
gosh.
study.
Here we go. Let's get it up for the people. I've been taking a few glimpses at it. I really like it. Gosh.
Just a study. We'll start. We'll do another one on the big canvas. Bring it up. But yeah, Drinkwater podcast. Yeah, we'll start on the proper canvas now.
But yeah, Drinkwater
Thanks for
podcast.
watching.
Thank you for watching.
See you back on the couch soon.
Peace.
Yeah, yeah.